fantastic to connect with the two of you. How are you doing?
We're well. I'm good.
We're good.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and I've been very excited to watch the first three episodes of the latest season. Have you guys seen the latest season yet?
Not all of it. Well, I
Not
think
all.
we've seen as much. I think we've seen as much as you have.
Yeah.
But I think you might know more about what's going to happen more than me. So the suspense isn't
Maybe.
eating all of you up. But I'm
Mm.
all the way here in India, and my life is so disconnected. Not to mention because this show is about teens in school, but also because of the kind of lives they lead. But despite that, there's so much excitement about the latest season. There's so many people who watch it, and I'm sure that's true for people across the world. So, what do you think it is that makes this show connect with people universally?
Hmm.
Hmm. Good question. What do you think? What do you think, Ace?
I think it's just the representation and the relatability of everyone's stories. These are characters and people we all believe and we can empathize with, and we can, even the ones that are sort of not necessarily like good people, you still see the reasons they do the things, and it humanizes them. And to have that across the board with all the characters is really tough to do. And as well as that, it's funny and it's heartwarming and it's tragic and it's full of color and vibrancy. And I think that's just what people want these days: some joy and some laughs. And
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
that's what we try and give them.
And I think the show gives everything that you mentioned, from tragedy to comedy and all the scenic places in between. This is where I put you on the spot and ask you if you're friends in real life, because I love the dynamic that you share on screen. So does that translate off screen as well?
Most definitely.
It does. I think we
Most
bring a lot
definitely.
of our own friendship into this into these characters,
Yeah.
which is a lot of fun.
I think the
Really?
writers, the writers have clocked that now and are now kind of writing for our real friendship, which influences the show friendship, which is just magic.
That makes me curious. Are there any other of your characteristics that have been woven into your character? Anything else that's borrowed from you in real life that has been given to your character?
Well, we'll improvise a lot. I think if me and Asa have a scene together, we will do the scene as written,
Mhm.
but what will end up on the screen we'll have a fair few lines added in. I think we'll improv, and there'll be a whole. It could be like a page long scene that we start with, and by the end of the day, it's now a 2 or 3 page long scene. So there's a lot of
With a song and dance number in the middle.
with, with a little tap dance routine. And the directors are all quite embracive of that. They're quite embracive of like the creative improvisational atmosphere that we create on set. So it's quite cool.
And what is the atmosphere on sets? Does it get serious on days when you're shooting a somber scene? And is it happy on days when it's a happy scene? Or is it just happy across the board?
Oh, I mean, it changes. It changes from day to day. But I think generally everyone from cast and crew is a fan of the show and also likes working on the show and likes working with each other. And so there's always a
There's a real
positive
sense
vibe,
of
isn't there?
positivity
Like,
and camaraderie, even on the tougher days. Instead of like band together, everyone really supports each other across the
yeah,
departments, cast and crew, which is it's really special. Which is why everyone enjoys coming back and why everyone wants to come back to this show
yeah.
and work on it. Just because there's such as she said, positive atmosphere. I think you can see that in the content of what we make, and that everyone's sort of it's got an energy and it's got a passion behind it.
And I think that translates in who you are in real life as well, because I feel the two of you are as adorable as you are on screen. But, I'm a quick judge. Now,
Bless you.
I know you have an intimacy coordinator now on sets from 2018. How much of a difference did that make for you?
Well, we don't really know what it's like to work without one on the show because we've had intimacy directors from season one. Netflix were very keen to make sure that we all felt comfortable with each other, and actually that it really helps to have an intimacy director because then you can just purely concentrate on the work and not worry about anything else or any pressure or anything like that. You feel safe and you know exactly you know exactly what to expect from any intimate scene, and you know exactly what's going to happen and exactly how it's going to go, and it means that you can just place more emphasis on your work and what you're doing. So I think it's really great, and I feel like it's kind of a thing of like, I can't believe there wasn't that before. I can't believe there wasn't that post of intimacy director before. Like, it's such a crucial and essential thing.
Well, I think it's more like a rehearsed dance, the entire choreography of these scenes. So I'm sure, having been through 3 seasons now, that isn't so tough for you guys. So what is it that is actually tough to perform?
Good question.
It's good. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the sort of the intimate stuff is actually a sort of walk in the park now.
No,
Yeah.
compared with
Right, I'm sure.
compared with some of the other scenes. I mean, yeah, it's because the show is a comedy, but there is a lot of emotion and drama and conflict, which helps fuel the comedy as well. And so there were some tougher scenes this year. There was a few scenes in the hospital towards the end of the season, which I found quite difficult. I noticed stuff going on in his quite an emotional journey. I'm trying to think of one that stands out. I don't want to give away any spoilers.
Yeah,
so
no spoilers.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because I've only seen the first 3 episodes, and I don't want any spoilers for sure.
Mhm.
All right, going forward, what are some issues that you personally would like to see being explored on this show? And have you pitched for any of these?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I did speak a lot with Laurie about kind of embracing, or not so much embracing, but exploring Eric's heritage a lot more, and I had conversations with her about how that specifically informs his journey with his sexuality, and she was really open to that and has incorporated that into season 3. And so we see Eric go back to Nigeria for a wedding and go on that journey of kind of self-discovery. In terms of what I would like to see going forward, I would just like to see Otis at Eric's house eating plantain. That's what I really,
I love
I'm really
plantain.
keen
me
to see.
too.
Does Asa not like plantain?
Huh?
Oh, do you not like plantain? Who
No,
doesn't?
Otis.
No.
I want Otis to
Otis.
come round to Eric's house.
Eric's house and have plantain.
Yeah.
Because we've never done that. It deserves to happen.
Is it a
We've seen
metaphor?
Eric. We've seen Eric. Huh?
Am I not getting a metaphor here?
A metaphor.
Yeah, am I missing a metaphor here? We mean plantains by plantains, right?
No, we mean plantain for plantain food. Yeah.
No, it's not some code word.
They're friends. That relationship is staying platonic.
I'm a big fan of the show, and I know most of the people you meet are fans of the show. But what is the weirdest reaction that you received?
Weirdest.
Weirdest reaction. I one time bumped into a young girl and her grandmother at a train station, and they stopped me to say that they really enjoyed the show. But it was the grandmom that was like, she was so effusive and so into the show. She was like, I think what you're doing is excellent. This is brilliant. I wish I had this as a kid. And this scene, that she was so effusive. And the 16-year-old girl was looking at me like, who the hell is that? And I just thought, what a weird dynamic that is. And so I guess just like the reaction of you can't predict who is going to be a fan of the show. I think it's struck a chord with all different types of people.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love to hear that. That is such a cute story. And that's the end of my time. Thank you so much, the two of you. I love the show. So it was an especially big pleasure talking to the two of you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Shilpa.
Thank you.
Bye.